Okay, hello everybody. My name is Taylor Hirsch. I am a current now senior at ASU. I will be graduating in the fall of 2021, so this December. I am a double major in business law and global politics. I think that's about it. Just a little bit about me before we get into the debate. So the topic that I chose to kind of challenge myself here was that the United States should withdraw funding from the World Health Organization. So let's get into it. First off, I wanted to start by defining withdraw because I think that's an important word that this kind of is relied upon to formulate an argument. So for withdraw, I looked at the Merriam-Webster dictionary, and there are a few different definitions of withdraw that it uses. So the first one is to back away or to take back or away. And then the second one, which I think is more pertinent to the discussion because it involves a lot of funding, is to remove money from a place of deposit. So as of current situations, the United States is depositing a lot of money within the World Health Organization, and for the purposes of this debate, withdraw, I don't think it would be correct to say completely withdraw. I think it would be correct to say to take away from a place of deposit, meaning that they could still provide some support, just not the amount of support that the United States is currently giving. So with that, there's this piece from June 5th, 2020. If anybody wants to look at it, it's called How Will the US and the WHO Fare Without Each Other? And then it looks at the 2-year budget cycle of 2018 and 2019 regarding the assessed need for the World Health Organization, and then also the voluntary amount of donations given by different countries, different institutions, political actors, think tanks, whatever it be. And the United States is by far and away the biggest contributor to the World Health Organization. Not that that should have any significance regarding how the World Health Organization acts or takes a stance on what's happening regarding the pandemic or any health emergency. The World Health Organization should be acting apolitically based off of what the scientists and everybody that's working in the labs are saying. It should not be a political actor. That being said, the United States contributed $237 million in 2019 on assessed needs, and then it also contributed $656 million of voluntary money. The next largest contributor regarding states was Japan, which contributed $93 million. So, like I said, by far and away, the United States is the largest contributor. However, when it comes to who the World Health Organization was protecting, this piece from the American Enterprise Institute had a line when I was reading that really stuck out to me, and it said, "While Tejo's World Health Organization cannot be faulted as much as the Chinese Communist Party itself, the WHO's policies in the critical earlier phase of the virus's spread accommodated the Chinese government first and protected the international public health second. Obviously, this is counterproductive to how the World Health Organization is supposed to be working. And there's some corruption that's in the World Health Organization that's not allowing for it to function as it should. And that being said, any government institution, any institution that's run by people is susceptible to corruption. So it's not like we live in a perfect world where there will absolutely be no corruption. However, an apolitical institution should not be acting on policies or protecting any certain party that would deem it as acting as a political institution. Then there was also a piece that I found by Ross Marchand, who is the Vice President for Policy at the Taxpayers Protection Alliance, and said that the Secretary of State, Mike Pompeo, was absolutely correct in his declaration that the World Health Organization has a long history of corruption and politicization. This politicization has become hard to deny in recent months as the World Health Organization continues to refuse Taiwan a seat at the table at the agency's emergency meetings. So what he was getting at here was that Taiwan had one of the best reactions to the pandemic. They had, I think, yeah, it says 7 COVID-19 related deaths since the start of the pandemic. And I think this was written in late 2020. So they had 7 COVID related deaths in the same amount of time that other countries were experiencing huge death rates, and Taiwan was still not allowed a seat at the table to discuss how they were combating COVID-19 pandemic. And what Ross Martian is getting at here is that they should have been let in, but there were corrupt reasons behind that may not ever be released. Later on, he says, sadly, the agency has prioritized creating favor with the Chinese government over impartial global pursuit of public health. WHO director has praised Chinese President Xi Jinping for his political leadership despite the regime covering up the pandemic and punishing doctors who sounded the alarm. So what's that kind of getting at? It's getting at the fact that, once again, there's a lot of belief in public institutions currently that the World Health Organization was protecting China, and specifically the Chinese Communist Party, as opposed to going forward and sounding the alarm, letting other countries know right away that there was an issue that could potentially become worldwide, and eventually did become very widespread and very detrimental to the global health. But that being said, I do think that given the definition of withdraw, which means to take money from a deposited place, that, and seeing that it doesn't need to be fully withdrawing support, but it could be a partial withdrawal, and that there is obviously corruption going on, that there is a way that the United States could withdraw support, and you could go as far as saying that they should withdraw support. So thank you for listening.